Game day. I love the game of baseball. It's been part of my life for 41 years in some aspect, either as a player, coach, or fan. In my opinion, greatest game on the planet. It's a grind, working tirelessly, day in, day out, to make yourself better. Hitting lessons, fielding lessons, team practices, doing things when nobody's looking to be better at the game. This game's hard. It's humbling. You put in all that work. You spend hours in the cage and then step into the box and don't perform.
Throws up there.
There's instant feedback. You get to hear the oohs and the ahs. You get that long walk back to the dugout with your bat in your hand, knowing that everybody just watched you fail. There's those times in the field, fly ball, ground ball, you've put the work in. You've done everything, but something doesn't go right. You fumble it, you make a bad throw. Everybody sees it. Your failure is on full display. As players, as parents, we've spent countless amounts of time, money, and energy on some of the important parts of the game. The hitting, the pitching, the fielding. We've spent that money. We spent that time. We've done that grind. But at the end of the day, how you handle that failure, that error, that strikeout will decide whether or not the next at bat or the next ground ball or the next fly ball is a success or another failure. There's an old adage that 90% of baseball is mental. If that's the case, how much time, how much money, how much effort do we spend as parents and players on the mental part of baseball? I know I'm guilty of putting more time into the cage, into fielding lessons, into just hitting ground balls, fielding ground balls. I'm there. You don't think the mental side of sports is important? Every single professional sports team has a team psychologist available to their players. So what stops most parents and young players from excelling at the mental part of sports? It's usually resources and knowledge. It's easy to find a hitting coach, fielding coach, or somebody to help you with those parts of the game. So hopefully by this point, you're asking yourself, how do I help my young athlete excel at the mental part of sports? I'm glad you asked. So a little backstory for me, I was coaching youth baseball. I think if anybody's ever been a part of youth baseball, they run into this year. There's a year, it's usually the 8U or 9U year, where young players are struggling with the game mentally. After every strikeout, it equals a kid coming back to the dugout crying. I watched coaches upset with these players that they were crying, getting mad to the point where they're telling the kid, yelling at the kid to stop crying. For me, I watched it and I was like, this is a kid that's passionate about what just happened. The result was what the kid was upset about, not anything other than that. And how they handled that result, that outward crying showed me that they were not satisfied, but they didn't know how to handle that result. I was fortunate enough to meet one of these professional psychologists. He happened to be a psychologist for the Mets. And going through that year of kids crying, me knowing that I didn't know how to handle that myself, I got in contact with this fella. He pointed me to a book. The book is by a man named Ken Rizza. And the book changed the way I handled not only my own young athlete, but how I approached coaching young athletes from that point on. For $17, it was the best investment that I have put in as far as being a coach and helping my young athlete. Ken's resume speaks for itself. I'll put his name in the description below. I'm also going to put a link to his book in the description. I make zero money from this. I'm no way affiliated with Amazon or this book at all, but it did change the way I look at coaching young athletes. You have to go into this with an open mind. It can't be, this is all phooey. You have to get the book as a parent, read the book, and then pass that knowledge off to your young athlete. You'll hear every coach in the country say, trust the process. There's no difference in this. If you buy the book and read the book and don't trust the process, don't trust it and implement it, then it's wasted time, it's wasted money. I promise you, if you buy the book open-mindedly, read the book and implement those things with your young athlete, you'll see results. You'll see your young athlete fail at the game. They're always going to fail. You'll see them fail at the game and then come back and be successful because of those things. Every parent is looking for a way to give their young athlete an advantage. This is a way that you can give your young athlete an advantage and watch them succeed, not only at the game of baseball, but in life. The lessons that they'll learn how to handle these problems mentally will last way beyond baseball. Thanks for watching. Hopefully this is helpful. It's been something that's been weighing on me for a long time, and I just wanted to get it out. Probably won't reach many people, but at the end of the day, the mental well-being, the mental part of this game is tough, and finding a way to help succeed in that, to help grow in that part of the game, in my opinion, is extremely important. All right, let's go watch some baseball.